Hello everyone, today is the first day in my Halloween card making series. So this is the first card. Love the cutesy little spider on the front. So we'll go ahead and get started. And the card base that I'm using today is 8.5 by 11, or I'm sorry, 8.5 by 5.5, which makes a note card size card, or A2, you may have heard of also. We'll go ahead and grab that. So I want to start out by doing the spiderweb background, and I'm going to do that with an embossing folder. So let's go ahead and set our card aside here so we can pull our Cathijudd up. So to do the embossing, you're going to need your A plate and 2 B plates. And I am using this little spiderweb embossing folder made by Doris. Just going to slip some black cardstock inside. A plate, A, B, embossing folder B. And we'll go ahead and slide that through the cuddle bag. Slip out our little embossed piece. And then to make our spiderweb really stand out, I'm going to grab some archival ink. This is called Moonlight White. I'm just going to do a direct to paper technique and apply the Moonlight White right onto my spiderweb. And this is going to make my spiderweb just jump right up, jump right out, just like that. We'll put our ink back. And then the next stage, I'm going to grab my Cathijudd back here. And next I'm going to go ahead and cut this out with a spellbinder's die. For that we're going to also need our C plate. And I'm going to go ahead and use this Labels for Spellbinder's Nestabilities. I'm going to take the largest one off and kind of decide where I want this to be. That looks pretty good. So to do our sandwich for our cutting sandwich, you need your A plate, your C, which doesn't usually come with the Cathijudd, you'll have to buy the C plate separately. Then we'll have our die, and then our piece of paper, and I'm actually going to do this one upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and place it how I want it. Kind of thinking about there. We'll slip that on, and a B plate on top. And we'll go ahead and run this through, and it's going to make a little bit of a crack, which lets you know it's cutting. And now we can pull our Cathijudd out of the way. And there is our cut spiderweb, all ready to go. And now we can go ahead and start putting our card together. So I'm going to grab my base again. And on top of my base, I'm going to put a piece of silver cardstock, and this comes from the Die Cuts with the U glitter stack, or dazzle stack. You've probably seen me use it before. And this measures 5 3/8 by 4 1/4. And we'll just go ahead and, actually I'm not going to stick that on yet. I want to put the rest of the pieces on first. So next, most of the paper that I'm using today comes from the 6x6 We Are Memory Keeper Spookville pack. And this is a fun one if you get a chance to flip through it. And I just keep all my little spare pieces in the back, so all of my stuff is kept together. So I'm going to grab a piece of striped paper from that stack, and this measures 5 1/4 by 3. And then I wanted to do use this cute little edger punch. I think this is EK Success, yep. And I've already punched one side. This is also the exact same measurement as the last one. It's the, what was it, 5 1/4 by 3 inches. And when you punch this, you want to make sure you start in the center so that everything lines up evenly. And then you can line it up and punch the whole thing. And we'll do the other side. And then I punched both sides so that it would be an even border. So this is going to just get split down the middle. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer here so that I have two pieces. And then we'll go ahead and attach this onto our striped piece. Just grab my ATG gun to do that. Love this paper, so cute. Oops. Go ahead and line up the other side. Can't believe I'm thinking about Halloween already. Well, actually, surprisingly enough, in most of the stores I'm seeing Christmas already. It seems like it just comes out earlier and earlier every year. As soon as the last holiday is over, the next one's out and about and going already. So this one can actually go on to our silver base, silver layer. Oh, what is wrong with my ATG gun? It's falling apart here. Okay, and then I'm going to line this at the bottom. Still want that silver to peek through. And then the next little piece I want to add onto this is from that same pattern paper pack. I just cut out a little strip of spiders that I thought was cute. And I thought I'd kind of center this where the silver is. It's kind of fun to see how the pattern pieces will fit together. And I made this a little bit longer. Well, the strip is actually a 1/2 inch, which you'll see when you are looking through the paper pack, but it's a 1/2 inch, and you just want to have it by the length of your width, which is the, 5 3/8. But I made it longer so that I can just trim it down myself. Seems like I can get it a little bit more accurate that way. And then I'll just grab my scissors and trim off the excess. There we go. And then next our little spider web is going to go on here. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I put my spider web on, I want to put some ribbon on. And I just found some at Michael's, the Recollections store brand, that I thought was cute. Actually, I bought several rolls. I also grabbed the green and the orange. I love that little black that's incorporated in there. It makes it so easy to use for Halloween. So let's go ahead and tape on some ribbon here. I always like to use tape when I do ribbon on the back because I feel like your ATG gun will just slide over it a lot easier than if you don't. And it's secure. ATG gun tape underneath it works great, but also the tape on the outside just makes the ATG gun more happy. Cut off a strip to tie a little bow with. Kind of decide where this is going to go here. Go ahead and stick our little spider web on. Get right about there over the ribbon. Then we can tie a little faux bow. Basically just tie in a knot. Nothing fancy, just going with simple. It's kind of fun how this shreds on the ends. It makes that black really stand out. Okay, so now our spider, and our spider comes from this Stretch Your Imagination Cricut cartridge. So if you turn to page 45 in the manual, you'll see the little spider that I used. Where is he? And I cut him out at 2.5 inches. And he's a fun one. I really like him. I actually did the shadow in the silver paper, cut out the body in a dark purple, and then cut out the the back part of the body and the hat and the little shoes in the green polka dot paper that matched the pattern paper that I was already using. And then to finish him off, I went ahead and grabbed some brads. I like these, they're kind of fun. Look like bug eyes or funny little googly glasses or something. Anyhow, so I punched a hole for the eyes and the nose and stuck some brads in. And then I also went ahead and took some green stickles. It's just the lime green stickles, and made some little dots where the polka dots already were, just to make them jump out a little bit more. And then I went ahead and stuck some black foam squares on the back. And these I had to order specially. You don't usually see these in the store, but the 3D foam squares are also in black. So I had to pick up a package. So whenever I'm doing something on a darker piece of paper, I kind of like to use the black ones. So we'll go ahead and stick that on. Stick him on. So quiet here with everybody at school. And I'm starting work a little bit late today. So I feel like I don't know, I felt a little off lately. You know, you work so much that you feel just like you don't get to do anything that you want to do. And so kind of taking a later morning so that I can have that moment to myself doing what I like to do. Okay, so I'll kind of stick him to the side here just a little bit. And press him on, and then we need to do our sentiment, which just going to grab a little scrap piece of purple here to do it on. My modern label punch. This is a Stampin' Up! Product. And I also want, sorry, I've covered up my supplies here. I have this cute little eek. And where did I get that from? Oh, here it is. But it's one of those little dollar Studio G packs, which they're kind of fun. And they stamp really well, which I like. So I'm just going to grab a Memento ink pad, and we'll go ahead and put this puppy on. We'll just get into the ink a little bit here. And stamp our little eek. And then we'll use our modern label punch to punch that out. And then I also wanted to kind of put a pennant behind it. So this little piece measures 3/4 by 2 1/4, but I might actually end up trimming it down a little. It just depends on how it fits. So let's just get our little label onto our pennant first. And then we can decide how much we want to, actually that looks about right. So to make it into a pennant, I'm just going to mark the center with my scissors, about there, and connect them. Best way to get an accurately centered pennant when you're cutting it by hand. Nowadays there's so many cartridges or stickers or things already made, you almost don't have to make your own. But so to make this pop up, what I did was just go in the center and I put my finger in the middle, and that gives me a roll, and then I just pull up the two sides. So just let your finger shape it, and that gives you some fun shape. And I figure that'll just go down here at the bottom, and I'm going to grab some quick dry. And I always need to kind of poke it with a pen to make sure that my glue is coming out of the cap here. And then we'll just do a little bit right here, one side, and a little bit down by the pennant. And you probably want to hold this for just a second when you stick it on to make sure it's going to stick. And so that's pretty much it. Not very complicated. Very fun and very cutesy, which I like. Is that it's fun. It'll look great for a kid, a teenager, or an adult. So let's pull in my main one again so you can get a closer look one more time. And I hope you're having a great day, and I hope that you'll leave me a comment or a question, and that you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Whoops.